Moments away from the Rugby World Cup champions touching down at the OR Tambo International Airport. Let's take you there now with Griselda Lewis, still on the ground, keeping a close eye on things for us. Griselda, who have you got there with you now?
Live from OR Tambo International Airport, and this is where the media is now going to be stationed for the arrival of the Springboks. We understand we understand at this particular time that there are still thousands of people who have arrived. Thousands of people who have arrived and continue to gather here at the airport. No, we can't see anything, no. All right, let's see. All right, let's see if we're able to move towards this direction. We've now been moved from this particular direction, and all right, we continue to monitor this particular entrance, and this is where. How are you? We continue to monitor this entrance as we wait for the box. In just a moment. Take a look at the excitement. Take a look. Take a look at the excitement. The media now being asked to move towards this particular direction. And you'll still see from where we are thousands of people and the excitement at OR Tambo International Airport. I'm going to leave you with some of these live sounds from the airport at this time. To a particular area here where we're able to broadcast from. I must apologize for that, as they tried to move us from the area where we are, trying to clear this area to make way for the arrival of the Springboks. And in just a moment we should expect some kind of activity here. And if you take a look towards there, that's where police have tried to cordon off this area in anticipation of the arrival of the Springboks. So we're just going to move towards this particular area here, and one of those who was also in France, I know you didn't get this live just a moment ago, let's speak to Babu Polpa, and he was one of those who was in France as well. Baba, asukuthathe futhi namhlanje. Hayi kodwa Nkosi yami nibuyile kudala nihlele France. You are true ambassadors of this country. How do you feel?
We have experienced so many things in France. Without that, we have already marketed our brand. We have already marketed our South African brand. Remember, we go all over the malls to market our brand. We went all over the park, everything to market our malls, our brand. South Africa is well known in France because we did our part to show the world that we are here to support our country. We were in France to support our boys. We made it. Everybody saw it. The whole world respect us because of the best. I just want to applaud all the fans who managed to come, sponsors, different sponsors. We came in number, then we shout. I remember when we played France, they dominated us with the fans, but we made it through our voice when we shout at the stand and they also fight on the stand. We made it, so we are proud of them. We are saying thanks very much to our boys. We are saying thanks to South Africans for always being there, sending messages, doing everything to all our boys. We are saying, Springbok, you made us proud. We love you all, guys.
Baba, thank you so much, and thank you for being a great ambassador to our country. All right, take a look there. This is precisely where you will have the Springboks emerge from. Young, old, black, white, Indian colored, all of that. This is what you see as, many would say that moment of unity, certainly something that the president also spoke about in his address to the nation yesterday. Let's bring you in, sir. Obviously here to celebrate. Talk to us about the time you took out to come here today.
Yeah, no, we actually came from the game. We watched the game in France. We just arrived. It was crazy.
And what was the atmosphere like there? We were watching here at home, and it was amazing. So for you there, talk to us about the atmosphere and really what it was like.
No, it was absolute crazy. 80,000 people. It's insane to see all of them go mad for the box.
You were also in France for the game. Your voice is gone. Well, his voice is gone, so there's nothing that I can say right now. Hello, sir. I gather you were in France for the game?
I was indeed.
You were indeed. Tell us about it. It must have been electric.
It was amazing. We were right behind the post and watching the drop kicks. It all happened under our nose. It was the most incredible experience. Well done, Boca. We're very proud of you guys.
Thank you so much. All right. I'm really hoping at this point I'm going to move towards this direction. This is where we're expecting the Springboks to emerge from. Anywhere from behind here. That's where we're expecting all of that to happen. The Springboks will come through there and there will be scenes of absolute jubilation. Stay with us here on the SABC News channel. Any moment now, some of the ambassadors of South Africa who were in France for the duration of the Springboks arrival there, the time that they played, and the victory now. We're expecting in just a moment, Mama Joy was also one of the ambassadors for South Africa, carrying the flag very high. Was expected to come out of here any moment now. I'm going to ask you to stay with us on these visuals as you continue with your programming.
Well, it looks like we are moments away from seeing the Springboks, the 2023 Rugby World Cup champions, really coming out to greet South Africans Many of them having gathered there with their placards, letting them know who their favorite of the team of heroes is, and each and every one of them dearly loved by South Africans at this moment. Peter Steph du Toit, Eben Etzebeth, Dion Fourie, Franco Mostert, Jesse Creel, Faf de Klerk, Vincent Koch, Trevor Nyakane, Frans Malhebe, Kwaga Smith, of course, Sia Kolisi, just some of the names that many of those supporters will be, or the faces that many of those supporters will be wanting to see moments from now as they come back. And of course, the biggest thing that many South Africans will be wanting to see this morning is the sight of that William Webb Ellis Cup, the symbol of our victory over global rugby, as the cup comes home for a fourth time in the period of our democracy, with the captainship of Sia Kolisi having held that cup twice. 2 consecutive World Cups, and for many of the young people that are in that audience, I can just imagine bone-chilling and exhilarating moments for those that remember that it was just a few years ago when that Webb Ellis Cup arrived, stayed home, left for France to, of course, allow the world to compete for it, and it is back home. Many South Africans really wanting to see that cup in the hands of our very own Springbok. Let's take you to Liesel Olivier now, who is also at the OR Tambo International Airport. Liesel, from the bird's eye view that I've got here, it is electric over there. Which angle are you seeing there, and you know, how are people feeling as we get closer and closer to seeing the box?
Well, we are literally waiting for the Springboks to arrive any second now. And you can hear the crowd going wild as we're waiting for Sia Kolisi and his men. The last of the tourists or people or passengers on the plane getting off now. But it's crazy, the excitement has been building for so very, very long. And I think if these guys don't come now, people are going to start passing out. There's so much excitement.
I'm so happy. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I am happy. Mama Joy, tell us about the experience, what it was like there, and everything that just happened. We're our 4th time champions. Yes, you know, I never thought this day will come. I was waiting patiently in France for South Africa to make a record. This is a history. We have made history because we win this for the 4th time. Thank you, South Africa. Thank you, Boge. Thank you, Sia and the players. You did as well. We are happy as South African. This cup means a lot to us. Mama Joy, was there any moment when you felt that we wouldn't make it? Any moment? Nah. There was a time I just stand up and I say, Lord, we did it. Why not now? It's a final. This is New Zealand and us. But Lord, have mercy on us. Give us our cup. This is our cup. We just went there to defend it. When it's 30th second, I just started to pray, not knowing what to do. I closed my eyes. When the last whistle blows, I was happy and I'm happy. Oh, South Africa, I'm so happy. I'm so happy today. And taking a look at the scenes that you're seeing today, you're certainly not surprised. That's why we are so happy, and thank you for South African to rally behind our boys to each and every day. Stadium was full because we were there. Thank you, South Africa. Thank you, Springbok. I'm so happy. Exhausted, but it was worth it. I'm so exhausted. I just want to relax a bit. Sometimes it's not in my mind. I've been thinking maybe we are still going to play the final. So for now, manner. You know, 1 point is so important. We did it 3 times, 1 point, 1 point, 1 point, and we take the cup. So I am so happy. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. South Africa, here we are with the cup. Thank you to be part of the Springbok. Thank you very much for me to be there, to see it live happening in my eyes, to cheering the boys live in my eyes. I am so happy.
Mama Joy, what do you have to say to South Africans? I mean, the resilience, you watched it live there. We were watching from home, but the atmosphere was absolutely electric. Thanks to the Springboks, thank you to South Africans. What words do you have as you return?
South Africa, our trophy is back because it was ours. We just waited there to play, but thank God the trophy is ours. It's back home. We are celebrating. South Africa, we did it. We did it, South Africa. We did it.
Thank you so much, Mama Joy. We really appreciate it. All right, we'll move towards this direction here now. The media, of course, being asked to be here. There's a vantage point, I understand, that has been put for the media to move towards. So we'll move, all right. The box, we understand, are on their way at the moment. And this is where the media is being placed. Take a look. Here is the entire part where the media is. Here they are. All the excitement. All the excitement. This is where the media are, and certainly this is part of what absolute jubilation and celebration. All right, we're going to leave it here for now.
Right, so there you have it. Griselda Lewis, Liesl Olivier, a busy team on the ground. They're keeping a close eye on things, and of course, so much excitement. I mean, Liesl Olivier said earlier, you know, if they don't make their way in, many of those people there are going to pass out of the sheer excitement. And you can only imagine the electricity that we all felt Saturday night, just before 11 o'clock, when that final whistle was blown, and South Africa knew that it was the reigning champions of the 2023 Rugby World Cup. And now with the arrival of these players in South Africa and that cup making it back home, one can only imagine just the atmosphere on the ground. One of the things that is so important to note, though, about the magic of this moment, I mean, you're listening to the music that is being played, just the representation of the diversity of our culture. You've got South Africans singing to Kaptein together, singing to songs by young musicians like AKA, going all the way back to some of our traditional songs as well that have come about out of our townships, out of our rural communities. I saw earlier men that are dressed like Amabuto, you know, Zulu warriors coming as well to represent the country and their part and their grouping of the country. So such a beautiful mixture of South Africans all celebrating this moment. Many experts, sporting experts as well as anthropologists as well, having talked about that mixture of society that you're seeing at Terminal A of the OR Tambo International Airport. They're also very much represented even within this particular team of the Springboks, a team that represents various facets of our community. Siamtanda Kolisi, coming from a very poor background, and one who came up the ranks and worked incredibly hard to become not just a captain of the Springboks, but a leader to community members that he grew up with in the township in the Eastern Cape. Just yesterday, we saw many young people that went to the school that he had studied at, coming out with a drum majorate's march, coming through their community, talking about how proud they are. Many of these players in their own communities, of course, really quite excited to see that 4-day trophy tour that the Springboks will be taking on from Thursday. A lot of communities hoping that they will come past them, so they're able to see the cup for themselves, to see their heroes up close, and to be reminded again of that glory and the potential that this moment has given South Africans. A moment certainly of pride, unity, in diversity that South Africa continues to tell the world about, but we live it in moments like these. keeping a close eye. The media having come out in their numbers, and it of course is not just going to be local media, but for the most part international media as well, watching this very, very closely, wanting to see the world champions arrive in their own country. Not just international media, but we did see Liesl Olefir earlier speaking to people that have traveled even from other parts of the continent to South Africa, not just to watch the World Cup in South Africa, but also coming to see the cup arrive. A young lady earlier from Zambia who said she had traveled all the way from Zambia. A gentleman earlier saying that this is not just a South African cup, but it is an African cup representing just the potential that Africa has on the global sporting stage. And so many young people excited there, even as they write their exams, whether it be matric exams, some of them in grade 9 having written an exam and quickly rushed over to the OR Tambo International Airport just to get a glimpse of the heroes that have made them incredibly proud at this time. And the list goes on and on and on. Really a bevy of heroes that young South Africans are able to choose and decide these are their role models. So we're going to keep a close eye on the arrival of the 2023 champions of the Rugby World Cup as they make their arrival. It's really difficult to pull out of that particular viewing because you really don't want to miss a moment of their arrival. We're also expecting that there will be a small press briefing. No surprises that we would also see the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture also then leading a small media briefing and perhaps a small program as well where they'll officially welcome the books and also talk a little bit about what the program will look like over the next few days for South Africa's heroes